Brian Johnson these days, belting out rock music with the world-famous AC/DC. But it was a different story in the 70s, when a longer-haired Johnson was lead singer in a group called Geordie. Seen here in our Tyne series called, appropriately, Geordie C.
It started in 1972, I think, when Vic Malcolm, Tom Hill, Brian Gibson, 4 local lads. We just went down to London with a bunch of tapes in our hands. Just wanting to know the old story. Next thing we knew, we got signed up. Made a record, went on top of the pops, and we were famous. No matter, he hit me in my pockets. I was broke.
People taking a look at you now say, well, he's worth a bob or two. But was it ever tough? Were you ever out of work or on the dole?
My dad had a saying, you get note for note. And he was dead right. I had to, for about 7 years after, I left Geordie, for 6 years, I was literally living sort of hand to mouth, In the latter part of it, about 78, we started a band called Geordie again with 3 new lads, That was a great time. At least we had a little bit of money in my pockets to sort of buy a chinky takeout. Can I say that?
Of course you can.
And, we'll get a prawn curry or something to eat between we, It wasn't too bad.
I've heard quite a lot of stories about how you started with AC/DC, but perhaps you can put the record straight for us.
Dead easy story. I was playing with Geordie. I got a telephone call. They wouldn't say who it was, they just said, I'm sorry, we can't tell you who it is because of the fact that there's been a bereavement in the band and we don't really think it's time to let anybody know who the band is.
What?
I'd never been for an audition in my life, I said, I can't go to London, I can't afford it.
You really couldn't afford to go down to London?
No, I was broke. I was very lucky. I had a good friend who lent us his car. And as soon as I walked in, it was like a real friendly atmosphere. They just said, oh, hello, and had a can of brown ale waiting for us. The News from Newcastle, and can of brown ale. Yeah, come on, we know you might be nervous. And I was tired. I was knackered. I wasn't nervous. I was just saying, hey, let's do it. I've got to get back. I've got a gig tomorrow.
How much were you getting paid for that gig? How much were you getting paid for that gig then? Have you an idea?
Heating Buffs. I think Heating Buffs have always been good payers. I think we're getting about 120 quid. I think.
Between how many?
Between 4 of us, which was like a big pay night. That.
Now, when was this? When you actually landed the job with AC/DC?
That was 1980.
So it's 3 years ago.
It'd be 3 years ago, yeah. So it was. I must admit, it was the. If ever, I look back on my life, that was the year that it really all started.
But how is it that a lot of people, and I'm talking about nosy people like myself, will say, well, how has he done it in such a short time? Because you seem to have a lot of money now.
You better ask me accountant that. I don't know, I think it's just, we did an album, it sold heaps and heaps and heaps, right around the world, in countries that I've never heard of, And I think the band itself's an honest, hard-working band. They try the hardest to give the best value for money. But the only difference for me is I live in a bigger house. I don't pay the council the rent anymore.
And, did you live in a council house?
Oh, yeah, I was brought up in a council house. My mother still lives there, she loves it.
The fans and people generally speculate about folk like you. They all say you're a millionaire now. Would that be true?
Hey, no. The tax man's watching. No, definitely not. But I'm, unfortunately, I've got to leave the country for money reasons, and I never ever thought I would. I was determined to stay here, but it's I just can't afford to any longer. Just the dog's even worried about it. I'm going down to Hawaii because Cliff, the bass player, already lives there. You see, me and Carol went out there in the summer last year. And it's about the most sensible place in America, I think,
As far as your life as a star is now concerned, what has it meant to you in America? How recognised are you there?
Well, it's worse in America than it is here, actually. It's, I'd never been to America in my life until I joined AC/DC. And the first gig we did there, straight into Madison Square Garden. And just before I went on stage, I promptly got thrown out by the security, wondering what a bum like me was doing, hanging around Madison Square Garden. I mean, it was sold out. It was packed, and I couldn't get back in. So one of the chauffeurs who took me there spotted us, and he put us in the back of the limo, and he drove us back in again. As I say, in the States, all the religious and moral groups, they think we're real bad lads, you know. And,
because of the naughty songs?
Well, I think we drink too much, you know. We're making the kids wayward. I mean, have you seen an American kid? Hey, they're all crackers, man. You know, they're all mental. And because their lives are revolving, it's too fast. Their life's too fast. They cannot keep up with themselves, you know.
I'll tell you something, Brian. I didn't recognise you today without your cap on.
Oh, me dut. I've got it here, right? I put me dut on there. It's better. I started wearing this in Geordie, actually. The first gig I did was Westerhope Excelsior Club. And I put it on that night. I felt a bit daft, but I stuck with it. I kept it on. And the lads in the band says, oh, you want to keep it on, you know? It's a bit of a trademark. I feel comfortable when I go out in it, you know? It's just once upon a time, everybody used to wear them, and now they don't bother. Are you thirsty? Are you thirsty, Tom?
Oh, I think I could be.
Shall we go next door for a drink?
Next door?
Aye.
Aye, right, sure.
Drink. Hey, come and crew. we are going for a drink. I don't know what you're doing.
She's a rock and roll band. She's a guitar player. She's a rockin' in his hand. Then you got the singer who's attached to the mic stand.